But the big news yesterday was all about a striker, Victor Osimhen, a player that's been linked with Arsenal on many, many occasions over the years, but it hasn't happened. Currently playing his football at Galatasaray successfully as well, won the title with them. As a matter of fact, he's a striker that's won the title in Italy at Napoli, then has gone to Turkey and won the title at Galatasaray, and his goals always lead his teams to titles. He's really done the business. And it was a real shock to hear yesterday that Arsenal were being linked with Victor Osimhen. Now, if we kind of dig deep into the story, first of all, we know that Galatasaray, the club that he plays for, they made an inquiry about Gabriel Martinelli and were reportedly put a bid in of around about £38 million, which we discussed extensively on the show yesterday, which I found a bit insulting when you consider how much Martinelli is truly worth. And that was rejected by Arsenal. But as part of those negotiations and talks that were going on between the two clubs, Arsenal then asked Galatasaray about Victor Osimhen, wanted to find out if he's available, wanted to find out how much it would cost. Now, we don't know yet what the situation is. Have Galatasaray said, absolutely no way, we're not selling him? They won't want to sell him because they've previously rejected an offer that came in from Saudi for over £111 million. They rejected that offer, so they definitely don't want to sell Victor Osimhen. So have they rejected this offer out of hand? But also Victor Osimhen, there are reports that he would be very, very open to a move to Arsenal. Maybe he didn't want to move to Saudi Arabia yet, but he'd be very open to a move to Arsenal. And could this one be one of those that sort of rumble on close to the transfer window? Now, it's interesting because we know that Arsenal are really after a left winger. Victor Osimhen is an out-and-out striker. He's not really a left winger. He's an out-and-out striker. We know that Arsenal are trying to sell Jesus. But that would be interesting if you've got Victor Osimhen, Victor Gyökeres, the two Victors. Then you've also got Kai Havertz. And also, don't forget, we've got Mikel Merino, who I presume, with the amount of midfielders we got, is also going to be kind of playing as a striker this season. So, very interesting that Arsenal are interested in Victor Osimhen. It'll be a lot of money. He's valued at around about £75 million. But as I said, an offer came in for £111 million. I think that was from Al Hilal over there in Saudi, and that was turned down by Galatasaray. So this out of the blue, this one, out of the blue, and really, really interesting. It's got everybody talking. He scored 22 goals in all competitions last season. That's a goal more than what Victor Gyökeres scored in all comps. And as I said, he's won the league in Italy, he's won the league in Turkey. Interesting one to watch, but Victor Osimhen today heavily linked with a move to Arsenal and said to be open to a move, although Galatasaray really won't want to sell him. The other striker, of course, that Arsenal are still showing a lot of interest in is Julian Alvarez of Atletico Madrid. Team talk saying that Arsenal are monitoring his situation closely. This one's going to be one that's really interesting going up to the transfer window. There's reports that Diego Simeone and the club have already spoken to him and said, no, we are not selling you to Barcelona. They've made that very, very clear. However, there are other reports say that they would be open, if they are to sell him, to selling him abroad. That is the only place they're selling, but they're not going to sell him to a direct rival in Barcelona. Arsenal watching the situation, again, one that could go to the transfer window, one to definitely keep an eye on. Now, we know, we're talking about strikers and that, but we know defensively, Arsenal still looking for a defender, still got those issues, the centre-back and right-back with the injury to Saliba and also the injury to Timber. And we know that the top target for Arsenal to cover off those positions is Esri Konsa of Aston Villa. Now, being claimed by Ben Jacobs, the journalist, also Sami Mokbel of the BBC, that Arsenal have reopened fresh talks to try and sign Esri Konsa. Their original offer that they put in for Konsa was around about £30 million. That was turned down by Aston Villa. They said, no, we're looking for more money. They want around about £60 million. Can some sort of compromise be reached and Arsenal get their man? Ezri Konsa not even back in training yet. Again, that's what I'm saying about this window. It's really, really weird window. He's just back from his holidays. But we know that Arsenal are looking for a centre-back. And could that centre-back be Ezri Konsa? He is very high up on Arsenal's list and they would like to sign him. Really interesting when we're looking at the prices, and we were talking about this yesterday. You look at a player like Ezri Konsa, Arsenal offering around about 30 million, which is probably about right for, he's 28, he's got 2 years left on his deal. Villa saying 60 million, played in the World Cup, etc. But then you look at someone like Jed Spence at Tottenham, who's about to sign for Inter for 25 million. He's younger. He also had a good World Cup, but 25 million. It shows that when you're selling within the UK or you're selling within the Premier League.
That's what we're going to try to do. We're going to have a really strong opponent, but we are really excited to start the season, to start with the first trophy as well. And yeah, I sense a really good energy around the place. All the internationals are back, and yeah, we can't wait to start competing.
I don't know whether you saw the interview that Alvarez gave last weekend, where he was asked whether it was a friendly against Manchester City. He went, Manchester City? Friendly? That's the kind of attitude you want from your players, I guess.
Well, it is, because it's a trophy. It's a trophy that that we can have because we won it last year through winning the Premier League, obviously, and you can tell how hungry the players are, which is a good sign.
Like an artist, the way he moves with the ball and plays with it. I've seen people been speaking about saying, how are you going to fit them in, how they're going to play. I think we have completely different qualities. He's more of a passer, a linker, combine, he's like an artist, the way he moves with the ball and plays with it. I'm very much more direct, more straight line, physical, more. I think we're completely different. I think that offsets really well. I've known his game. He's known my game since we were 14. We've played with each other at England and stuff like that, so we know exactly how to play with each other and to get the best out of each other. And yeah, with João as well, who's on the top of his game right now, the way he's playing, the way he's been last season and into pre-season. So I think it's really exciting, and even the others as well that some people don't always mention. There's a lot of quality here, a lot of good players, and yeah, I'm excited to work with everyone.
Contact, real contact, not just scouting reports gathering dust in a filing cabinet. Arsenal's representatives have had informal conversations. Nothing signed, nothing close to signed, but the door is open, and it's open on both sides. Osimhen's camp want Premier League football. That part is not in doubt. It's been the target for a long time, and Arsenal are on the shortlist, not the only name on it, but a real one. Terms if it happens through a structured deal, less if there's a release mechanism that kicks in during a specific window. Wages are not the obstacle here. Arsenal can match what's being asked. The obstacle is competition, other clubs, other leagues, and a release clause calendar that doesn't always line up neatly with when Arsenal actually want to do business.